Welcome back to another episode of the DreamChasers. Today I'm here with my good friend Brent Sargent. How are you, Brent?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Well, today I want to talk to you about your dreams.
Okay.
And specifically about how you're going about, trying to attain, how to make these dreams a reality. So, who are you? Tell me a bit about yourself, where you come from, what you're up to right now.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me today.
No problem.
My name is Brent Sargent. I was born in the Caribbean island of Montserrat. I lived there until about the age of 9 and then moved to the United Kingdom. I grew up in Northwest London.
Right.
And from there I went on to University of Kent, studied a degree in economics.
Yeah.
I then went on to business school at Nottingham University Business School, attained a degree in finance and investment. And then from there, for the last 6 years, I've been working in banking.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what particular part of banking are you
I work in global market operations.
And explain a bit to me.
So global market operations is basically deals with the operational parts of the bank. So anything to do with system improvements to doing with how to make the processes more efficient in a nutshell is what we do.
So what was your route into that?
My route into that was through consultancy.
Yeah.
So I worked for a consulting company. They placed me in an investment bank.
Yeah.
And I was there for about 18 months.
Yeah.
And then since then I decided to do consulting as a contractor within banking.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that's not your dream.
No, that's not my dream. That's not my total dream now.
So explain to me what your dream is. And I know it's going to be probably multifaceted, but what is the dream?
The overall dream is to really touch and affect people's lives in the most positive way I can, which is being an inspiration. I go about that by investing in myself. Yeah. So I invest in myself, things I read and the people I associate myself with, to be able to get knowledge and then pass that on to other people, so I can touch people that way. I invested in myself also. I started investing in a business which was around property. Yeah. To give myself more time, freedom to be able to go out and help people in that way. Yeah. Yeah.
So your overall dream is to just help people, right?
No overall dream is to really just impact lives.
Okay, and so you mentioned property investment. Is how big a part of your dream is that? Because the end goal is to help people, but you're now using property investment as a part of that. What part does that play in, and how did you get into that? Give me a bit of background and information on that.
Okay, so property investment. So to answer the first question is how does it help that? But it frees up my time. Yeah. If I have a property portfolio, if I have a business around that, I can, have the time, freedom, not being in the day-to-day job to go out and inspire and help people that way. Yeah. How I got into property, it's a funny story. I was, after university, I had cleared a bit of debt. Yeah. And from then I also had a pot of cash available. And I said to myself, what am I going to do with this pot of cash? Am I going to do something? Am I going to buy a car, or am I going to do something else with it? And I was on the train home, and there was an event called Success in London. Yeah. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to go to this event. And I went to that event, paid the money, and when I was there, one of the courses they were advertising was property investment. I said, okay, cool, that's what I want to do. Yeah. So from that chain of events, I went on to train over the course for about 18 months. Yeah. And since then, I've started investing in property.
Wow. So 18 months.
18 months. Yes.
And what did that 18 months entail? At the end of the 18 months, did you buy a property? Did you invest? Or
at the end, no. Throughout the 18 months, what I did was gain knowledge. Right. So what I did was I got mentorship. Right. I took a number of different training courses.
Did you have to pay for the mentorship?
It was part of the package. Of the program. Yeah. And so I got the mentorship. Took a number of courses around different avenues in property. Yeah. So distressed property, looking at commercial property, looking at buy-to-let property. Full round, so I got a good holistic view of what I want to eventually get into. And then from there, I started to invest in property. Okay. Yeah.
And what drives this? What drives this pursuit? Because 18 months is a long time to potentially do something that doesn't actually come off. So what is driving you?
The drive is the end goal of helping. Yes. Drive knowing that the more I invest in myself and the more I spend time in doing that, the more I'll be able to pass on. Right. So the drive is knowing that I'll be able to not only just help my family and my close friends, but you know, people out there in general who don't actually potentially know, you know, avenues to, you know, investing or more time freedom. I'll be able to help them that way.
So gaining this knowledge is not just so you can, you know, make a load of money. It's actually so you can bring someone else and say, oh, here's how I did it. Here's how you can do it too.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the things of leadership, but also it's how much people you can bring with you. Right. You know, I agree. It's if you know, it's lonely at the top is one of the most selfish quotes that can be, because if you at the top on your own, that means you haven't helped anyone get there. Right. So the one thing I want to do is help as many people as I can to get there. Right. Achieve their own dreams as such. Yes, and property is the major way that you're doing. Is there anything else you're involved in? Other things. I'm also I'm writing a book around all my studies. Yeah, and looking to pass my knowledge on that way. Yeah. I'd also just do some mentorships wherever I can. People want to sit down with me and talk about what I'm doing, how can that help them, and just benefit them that way. That's what also I do. Okay. Are you willing to go into how far you are into your property dream? You don't have to give any too much specifics, but you obviously have a property. So I've got a couple of properties, and I'm working on some other deals at the moment. Yeah. I consider myself to be at the beginning still of the dream. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just about being persistent until I can really, exponentially grow my portfolio and help people along that way. Okay. And so what are some of the biggest obstacles in your journey so far? So you consider yourself at the beginning, but obviously you're much further ahead than a lot of people. So you've had to go through some stuff to get to where you are. What are some of the biggest obstacles you face? Probably the biggest obstacle was myself. Wow. Okay. When you are going into anything new or going into something which you have a desire to do but you don't know how to do it, the number one thing that plays against you is your own mind. So actually understanding my mind and saying, having that can-do attitude was the first obstacle. Wow. And I've always been a pretty confident person, but when it comes to taking the next leap of something you've never done before, it's kind of like, okay, can I really do this? And going over that and seeing myself get over that hurdle is one of the proudest moments, but also the biggest obstacles I've had to go through. Yeah. Another thing is understanding risk. Yeah. Risk versus reward. I'm going to put a lot of time in now for something which potentially won't may not work out potentially, but if I stay at it, the way it may play out, if I stay at it and I stay consistent, is better than me not doing it. But then so the reward gets bigger, and the risk gets smaller the longer you stick with it. Exactly. Right. That's interesting. So you said something about you saw yourself. And I love the statement, you can't be what you can't see. So you had to visualize yourself overcoming your obstacles. 100%. You have to... Stephen Covey has a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Yes. And one of the habits is start with the end in mind. And so I really had to see where I wanted to be 20 years from now. The lives I've touched 20 years from now. Wow. The things I wanted to do 20 years from now. Yeah. And just work back that way. Yeah. That's the one way I started to plan my goal and my dreams. Yeah. So your dream sounds a lot bigger than you. Oh yeah. And if it wasn't bigger than me, it wouldn't be worth it. Yes. If your dreams and goals, in my opinion, just my opinion, if they don't make you kind of nervous in attaining them, you're not really achieving something greater than what you are right now. Right. In my opinion. Pushing yourself. Exactly. Okay. And I like what you said about how you have to get over yourself. So one of the questions I wanted to ask was, what would you tell your 15-year-old self? So you're just about to go maybe do your GCSEs. What would you tell that person? What would I tell myself if I were my 15-year-old self? That's a very good question. I would say don't always go with the crowd. Now, I'm not a person I've never always followed the crowd, but there are times, it's just not peer pressure such, but, being able to be around people who are doing things similar to you is sometimes a comfort. Yeah. And the way to get over that is to understand that the greatest minds and the best people who've gone on to achieve astronomical things went against the grain. Yes. And that's what I would tell myself. Go against the grain sometimes. Don't always follow what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who is your single biggest inspiration, would you say?
My single biggest inspiration, single biggest inspiration. I can't put it down to just one. I'll say two.
Okay.
One's definitely my mom.
Right.
I've seen her work so hard and love, unconditional love. She's given me my inspiration. A lot of the reason why I work is to make sure that I can make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
And another inspiration to me is, looking at the life of Christ.
Right.
Very inspirational in the sense that, someone selfishly, gave up himself to so that selflessly.
Yeah.
Sorry, selflessly gave up himself so that he can help others. Who years and years later would not have known him.
Yeah.
It's one of the most biggest inspirations for me. So how can I, in a nutshell, similar to that, help people years from now who may never know?
Wow. And I guess that driving force helps you to get over obstacles.
Yes, it does. It does.
So, and then that brings me greatly to my next point. What has been your lowest point in your journey so far?
Lowest point in my journey thus far would probably me trying to negotiate my first deal. I'll tell you why that was low, because I had done everything. I had done all the hard work. I had
Did you 18 months?
Yes, 18 months. I'd gone up, gone into these, B&Bs with their, not best, accommodating.
Yeah.
Working long hours, and to find.
When you say B&Bs, you mean like in different parts of the country?
Different part of the country. So I was in these B&Bs. I was sleeping there. I had to go downstairs into the reception room, but there's only Wi-Fi there.
Wow.
To early doors in the morning.
Yeah.
Then get up early the next day to just walk around areas and to finally get a deal landed in front of you, and for it to be in the process of going through, and to have that taken away from you. That was the first time I said to myself, is it actually going to work?
Is this really for me?
Exactly. And in the journey so far, that's been one of the lowest moments, which made me question myself again. Like, am I able to actually do this? Or is this process actually going to work? Yeah.
And what practically got you to your first deal? Because obviously that deal didn't go through. But what practically got you over that and said, I'm going to do this? This is for me.
But I went back to the drawing board and I looked at where I was investing. I was looking at what I was doing, and I asked advice. And the one thing I do advise is to always look at what you're doing and get another opinion on what you're doing and see if that's actually the best process.
Yeah.
And I went to a mentor. We discussed what I was doing, and he said to try another area, stick at it, and lo and behold, I think it was 6 months later, I then landed my first deal by sticking at that.
Wow. Okay. So go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, sometimes going back to the drawing board with information on what you've done is sometimes the best step forward.
Right. Even if you think you've done everything.
Exactly.
Because you said you thought you'd done everything,
exactly.
But it was a little thing. Okay. So, and that once again leads me greatly into my next question. So, what are your 3 biggest tips that you would give to anyone who's pursuing their dream? So you said go back to the drawing board if you know. That's one of them.
It's one of them. Another one is ask more questions than answers you give. Ask more questions. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in proportion.
I could learn from that.
Ask more questions than answers you give is another one. And get mentors. Do get mentors. Yeah. Look at someone who's achieved something that you want to do. Yeah. And just try and mimic what they've done. That's the best way to achieve whatever you want. Look at someone. If you want to become a teacher, look at your favorite teacher in school and see what they did. If you want to become a football player, look at what that person did off the pitch. Yeah. To be able to become a football player, the dedication they've put into to being a football player. Get mentors. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what your next 5 to 10 years looks like.
Next 5 to 10 years, I will definitely want to have expanded my reach with helping people. So expand the property portfolio and educate people maybe in that. Yeah. Mentor people. Yeah. Through maybe a charity that I want to start, which is focused on young minds. Yeah. Helping young minds. Yeah. and to just continue to be an influence.
Yeah.
That's the where I see myself 10 years from now, being that influence that people can say, he did this, I can do it too.
Right.
Because I don't ever separate. If I literally say, if I can do something, anybody else can do it.
So part of your whole building process is not only building yourself personally, but you measure yourself by how much people you're bringing along. So,
Exactly.
So I get the feeling that if you had 50 properties in 10 years, but no one got a property or no one learned through you, you wouldn't feel like you're a success.
No. I judge success basically on achieving a goal which helps other people. Selfish goals are the worst thing in society.
Wow.
And definitely the worst thing in society. We don't need more selfish success. We need people who are helping by being a role model, by giving the advice, by setting the example. Yeah. That's what my view of success is.
Wow. That's very, very inspirational. And so tell me about your book. So you've spoken about it. Give me a bit of insight into this book.
I have a book I'm writing. It's called Think Business. 7 Steps to Changing Ideas into Income.
Okay.
And it's just about the process of, in the last 10 years, I studied at university and I saw so much pain and heartache what the financial crisis brought. And what it really showed to me that, first of all, a lot of people were living above their means. And a second thing, they were supplementing that with credit. Because, and what I want this book to do is show you different avenues of how to generate income by, instead of having to go for a loan or living above your expenses. So the book is basically focused on taking an idea, maybe not one of your own, or an idea that is available in the market, and how to use that idea to generate extra income. Because I know it may not sound a lot, but an extra £500 a month on the side can help a lot of people. So my book is just basically helping people to gain the mindset of what it is to gain additional income.
Okay, and so from that book, I see you're trying to change the way people think.
Yes.
What part do you think the education system plays in giving people the mindset that credit is something they should use rather than starting a business for example?
And I don't want to be down on the education system, but I think it trains people to think one type of way. There's not a lot of what I call life skills given in school. So how to budget, how to invest, how to put money away. These are the type of things which are not taught in school. And I think the education system, it then plays into that avenue, because if you just think that, my job is all I can do to gain money, and then you see that you need extra income, the market stands to say, go and get credit to supplement that income, which is not necessarily the right way.
So it's not giving you enough fully rounded mental ability almost to just think outside of I don't have money, let me get credit.
Exactly.
So what do you think? Do you think that it would help if stuff like this was part of the curriculum? How would you fit it in the curriculum?
I would. Very good question. How would I fit in the curriculum? It would have to be something additional. So it's something, maybe, I don't know, an after-school program or something where people came in and spoke to people. I would say it depends what age. So if you look at people who are in sixth form potentially, where you have a lot of extra free time as such around your studies, maybe have one of those mandatory courses as part of the sixth form education, these courses.
Okay. And just to round it up, what would your legacy be? So what would it say on your epitaph?
Wow. What will my legacy be? That is something I haven't thought too much about, but I would want it to say something along the lines of, Brent, he helped. That's something along those lines. Brent, he did whatever he could to make this place better. If I can change one mind, that's fantastic. That one mind can change another mind. It can change another mind, and it can change another mind, and you don't know where that compound effect can really lead to.
Amazing. So, where can people contact you? How can they get in touch with you?
Get in contact with me on my Instagram, B_Sergeant. And also, I mean, if they can if they get through Creative,
Archangel
Creative, then they can. They'll be happy to answer any questions if you pass anything on from there.
Okay. Is there anywhere you're going to be speaking soon, or any events that you'll be at where people might be able to see you in person?
Not as yet.
Right.
Nothing I've put on the cards yet, but I'll definitely let that be known on my Instagram and other sort of media platforms.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for today.
Thank you very much
for having me.
Interesting,
and I can't wait to see where you go in the next 10 to 15 years. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No problem.